Today I'll be showing you an Umi Control review. So, the only goal of this video is really to show you how good Umi Control really is. Because this deck is pretty, it has a lot of variance. Obviously, if you play it in its most basic build, it's consistent, but it's not very easy to win in its most consistent build. So, let me quickly show something. So this is your best end board. You have almost your best end board. You'll see your best end board. But this is essentially a floodgate. It is a floodgate. Your opponent and you can only control one face-up non-water monster. This not only can protect your face-up spell and traps, but if your opponent battles a water monster, which original level is 5 or higher, destroy that opponent's monster. And this is not a once per turn effect, and people do not read cards. And this is a zone block, which can be used to stop links. And it's just card destruction. So, let's see. I don't remember who I was playing. This was Brandon Despia. So you want to flip this up as fast as possible, because if necessary, you want to try to get rid of this card. Like, you want to... So my opponent couldn't play through that. Honestly, I was impressed by how long this game lasted, actually. So your ideal board is this. This is your ideal board, right here. This is an Omni Negate for spells and monsters. This is not only a searcher for your spells, but it's also you can only control one face of non-water. And watch how I play this, because this is, in my opinion, the best way to play the deck. So search, summon. I activated that to destroy the face down. I didn't want to know what it was. And I just pass. See, the thing people end up doing is attacking into it, which is really stupid, because, you know, if you attack into it and you remove their card, or if you remove their one non-water, you've removed the brick on their field. So obviously I'm adding this, and this will lead into a quick combo, which I think already happened in this video once. Yeah, it did. So, as you can see, banish Ice Barrier to search out. This is the win condition of the deck right here. Like, this is it. This card says you can attack directly. I switch that to defense. Because in case they activated an effect that, like, if one of those set cards was Mirror Force, I could have at least protected my Floodgate. I was not expecting it to be that, I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. But Dragon of the Swamp was the only card they summoned, and then they used the search and for some reason tried to activate Dark. Like, I'm not really sure what they were thinking on that one. They activated that card's effect. I'm pretty sure they were desperate. I just wanted to stop their draw, and they scooped, so that was a nice game. I played against someone... I don't know if this is actually Skykuno, someone can tell me. He was definitely not playing an optimal deck. It was actually pretty funny, not gonna lie. So, this game was, like, really easy. It was so sad. This game was, like, super easy, man. I not only drew into a decent hand, but the game was, like, GG's. You started with a good hand. You'll see what I mean in a second, but this game was, like, super easy. I'm not gonna lie and say it was, like, some hard game. Although, if you watch, I was really impressed. Whoever this player is, if it really is Skykuno, that's great. But whoever this player is, props to you guys. Because that was some solid playing. Like, you played under the lock, which I was so impressed by. So, they got Mask Change. Reinforcement. Like, they played their turn, and I forgot that heroes had, like, a little bit of water cards in their deck. Like, and then when this person intentionally popped their own card and went for Poly, I was like, geez, good job. Oh, but you should look at this. So this was actually a really impressive play on their part. They discarded Blaze Man, right? Yeah. So Vion banished the Blaze Man to add a Poly. And I don't remember what this was. I'm pretty sure it was a quick play fusion card. Yeah, it was. So look at this. Just look. I'll show you when the chain happens. Okay. So I know you guys didn't see this, but read this card's effect, which is when this card is special summon, destroy as many spells and traps your opponent controls. So that was the first thing, and the second thing was this card is a monster wipe, which was super smart. So what this guy did was they used this card's effect to monster wipe my one monster, and they used this card's effect to try and remove my spell and traps. Now, the ability I didn't read with y'all is once per turn, you can banish one water monster you control until the end phase. And you want to use this to not only avoid, like, targeted destruction effects, or avoid destruction effects in general, but you also want to use it in the case of Lightning Storm, like, my Lightning Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster, and in this case, Mass Hero Acid. It accidentally dodged the absolute zero by getting rid of my only monster, but that was a beautiful play out of Skykuno. Sea Stealth activate. Battle phase, just... It was auto destruction, which is so annoying to play through because they have to attack in, and honestly, this game ran on for like 9 turns. I don't even know how. I don't know why they didn't switch it to defense, honestly, because, well, it wouldn't have mattered, I guess. So I did that. I think I got out the whale. This is the win condition of the deck. I fish sonar. Yeah, so the win condition of the deck is this combo right here. I think the only mistake I made was not switching one of them to defense position and trying to go for game. Yeah, exactly. So that was a mistake, so I should have switched one of those to defense. And my whole board was wrecked. Like, if I didn't have this... So, right there is the reason you play this card. That I would play it at 3 with the Runics running around. But the ability to dodge destruction effects, like that Mirror Force broke my board, and they would have won because once the lock is off, they win. But since this came back, the lock was back. The only thing I didn't do was switch a card to defense. Monster Reborn was smart. Like, I was actually so surprised. Summoned the jellyfish, banished it. That's just a way to protect your... That's a way to, like, recover cards. I just, like, main phase 1. I went to battle. I didn't intend to, like, destroy anything, I think. Yeah, I just set a second one. I just had to go into battle for the banish effect, so I could, like, get that thing onto the field and phase it returned. Now, my opponent officially lost the game right there. They entered battle, I destroyed their water monster, revived Kairyu-Shin, banished it. That was pretty smart, honestly, but at that point it was too little too late. I think that... Yeah, exactly. That was, like, too little too late. It was a solid play, to be honest, but... You know... Okay, so here's the next match. I think I'll also get a recording of games I lost and why I lost them. But the thing is that this deck usually loses to just starting hands. I think that's why it's so good, is that this deck gets starting handed a lot. It's not... If there was a way to make the deck Uber consistent, it would be top tier. Also, just look at this game, honestly. Just look at this. It was so nightmarish. I just set 2 past. I just want to... I think I already posted a short of this or something, but... You couldn't see the full screen. Just look at this. Look at my opponent, like, looking through their deck. They probably didn't read the barrier statue card or something. But they could have searched for a level... They searched for level 7 Odd Eyes. They set the scale. And... You know, they realized they can't special summon, and they couldn't play around this one statue. It was so bad. I think this is the last one. But, as you can see, this deck is really good at controlling. I think the biggest thing to learn is to not attack into your opponent's one of card. You have to force them to use up their battle phase to attack into you. So going second with this deck is awful, and I think Nib is a very good way to mitigate that kind of damage. Obviously, I did that. I just didn't... I don't want to lose value. So, summoned the token. I drew a card, obviously. I negated that. I did not want that card to survive. I have to check, but I'm pretty sure the token's Earth. It's Earth. Yeah, if it was a water token, I would have been, like, so worried. Because that was a level 4 water token. So, Draco back. This is a card center. Activated, just activated. Like, this was... I did that in the wrong order, but I'm glad that, like... I'm glad that I drew into the combo since they had Ash. I didn't want to search and, like... I baited that out, which means I can summon this. Alright, so... As you can see, this is activated. I don't know. I accidentally banished it, I think. I don't know why I banished it there. Wandering Griffin Rider. I think they also managed to destroy my trap, but... Oh, no, they didn't. This is a fun interaction, actually. I think this was the only time I really had a fun time against Fateful Adventurer. Okay, so direct attack, I just ate the 2000. This was funny. So what happened is they used their Wandering Griffin Rider's negate on a card that got off the field and stopped the attack. And that was the intended goal anyway, which means that, like, honestly, I didn't care if that's what you did. Okay, so I got Kairyu back, which sucks because this card is so awesome. And honestly, they couldn't get rid of both Umi, so that wasn't a bad strategy by any means. Okay, so now I was just like Rage of Kairyu in case they tried to summon anything that wasn't like adventure cards. Most people scoop against this deck, I'm not gonna lie. It's just awful. Oh, they had a connection failure, what? So, the deck list is here. I think this is just a fun addition that you don't need. Because this is a very consistent deck, or the build is designed to keep the deck consistent. Besides these, I think you need like one solid water attacker in your extra deck. You can play whatever you want. This is here in case like I actually need a big attacker, like to swing over something. I don't know any rank 3 4,000 attack point monsters that aren't Infinite Track. And I don't know any 4,000 attack point level 4. Because the only thing this deck can't do is punch over cards very easily. Because it's easier to use Jellyfish, Special Summon, whatever, into a copy of Coral Reef or Anemone. What is it? Coral Anemone. And just punch over anything with 2,000 or 2,200 attack. Because you just don't want cards that can punch over your Ocean Dragon Lord on the field. So the list is pretty easy to make. I think you don't need this like super fancy Pot of Prosperity. But yeah. So this is the list. I hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you very much.